Starbucks is open, but not open. I have an hour and a half to do a little bit of work before my first shoot. Drive-through is insanely crazy, so I'm like, I'm gonna walk in and do it. Lobby is closed, short-staffed. It's first world problems, but it's one of those things that annoys me, so I'll get a Starbucks on the way out. Guys, today marks around the 6-month time that I've had this Tesla right here. So I have a Model X, if you follow the channel and you follow the Tesla side of it. I've had this for about 6 months now, and I kind of want to talk about the good, the bad, the nitty gritty, and what I like, what I don't like about it right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jeramie with Jeramie Lou Photography, but I'm branding the channel just Jeramie Lou, so I'm just telling you too much information. But on the photography side, guys, if you're watching this, even if you're not a photographer, this video is sponsored by Zenfolio. There's a link below with a 40% off coupon as well. Store your images, unlimited space. You can even print, post, and share from that gallery as well. And it's also a built-in website. It's what I use to send all my galleries to my clients, but also all my personal albums are all stored there in a safe, secure, unlimited fashion. So check them out, see if it works for you. But if you're a photographer, you should have Zenfolio anyways. It's there. So guys, 6 months ago, I finally got my hands on this baby. And, you know, since then I've tinted the windows, I put blue lights inside, and it's been pretty nice. You guys also know that I've gotten into one accident with it, which wasn't my fault. Something on the side of the road. Well, I guess it's my fault because I'm driving. Something on the side of the road was there, and I got pulled over, and I hit it, and then it completely killed the side of my my car. So there's a lot of stuff that I like about it, guys. Obviously not having to get gas, obviously the tech side of it. But I kind of want to talk about the nitty gritty on things that like I am kind of irritated about, or even considered getting something else in the first 6 months of having this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the charging cord, the charging system that comes with you, and the data that it gives you. So when you buy the Tesla, you get a charging cord that comes with it, right? This is what goes into the Tesla, and then you know, you then adapt it. You can get a supercharger for, or a Tesla charger for your house. I have a I had a mount built, or a God, what is it called? N something 50. Oh my God, I can't remember what it was. For the dryer. So it's that same plug for the dryer. I had that installed and then bought an adapter. And for the most part, 90% of the time it charges totally fine. But every once in a while, for some reason, the connection doesn't hit. And when the connection doesn't hit, instead of it charging at the 32 amps that it's supposed to charge at, it starts to charge at 5 miles per, starts charging at like 5 miles per hour rather than like the 25 that I'm used to. Not a bad thing. It happens randomly, but it also doesn't warn you, doesn't tell you. So there's been a couple days where I wake up in the morning and all of a sudden, thinking that I'd have a full charge of like 300 miles on the car, I have 95, not knowing why. The app doesn't tell you unless you check it, but there should be some sort of warning that says like, hey guys, it's not charging as fast as you think it is. Check that out. And there's no rhyme or reason, so what I have to do is unplug it and plug it in, and all of a sudden it charges perfectly fine. There's no dust, there's no water, there's nothing, anything I can think of as like a person that tries to fix tech all the time. So that's my number one irk. The number two is, dude, don't get in an accident, because if you do, you're not gonna have your car for like 2 months. Here in Reno, we only have one certified Tesla repair shop. The Tesla shop itself doesn't really do anything. But just for me to book out and get that repair done, it took 2 or 3 times. I ended up maxing out my rental car coverage through my insurance. And so I had to pay like $200 extra for a rental car because it took too long. There's one guy doing all these Teslas in here. There's no, you know, rhyme or reason. And it just took about 2 months for me to get my car fixed. And it was super annoying because I've only had this 6 months, but 2 months out of the 6 months I didn't have it, but I was also paying, you know, my $1,300 a month car payment on it. Super annoying. The other thing that's kind of irking me is, but I thought was cool, is the Tesla service system itself. Basically, if you have an issue with it, they come to your house, mobile service. The only issue is there's only one dude doing it here. And so, you know, I book an appointment, they don't show up at the right time, then I have to reschedule, which I totally get it. He's doing his thing. I don't blame the guy, but like, you know, it's a 4-hour gap. And if they can't make that gap, then they try to come in after, but I have to reschedule. And I have to set service appointments for the littlest things. Right now on the side, there's this little weatherproofing thing that is just off. It just came off for no reason at all. The back window wouldn't close all the way. This window would roll up halfway, then roll down, then roll up halfway, then roll down. So basically I had to hold my hand here and it'd be like roll up at the same time and push it up at the same time. Little things like that irk me. Software updates happen, I don't know, once a week now for me, a ton of stuff. Nothing's really changing. It's just bug fixes. And then the other thing is obviously we've talked about this before. The whole thing will just turn off. The computer side and the driving side is totally different, right? So the computer side will actually turn off. You can still drive and do everything. You just can't see anything on screen. You can't see how fast you're going, whatever. Lasts about 2 minutes. And the first time it happens, it's terrifying. But then you start to go, oh, cool, computer's rebooting, blah, 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 blah. Those are kind of my irky things about it. Everything else, it's still pretty money. Like, I'm super excited about it. I'm bummed though, because they've updated every year. Like, you know, there's now a sound system that goes on the front speakers where you can actually, it's called Boombox, where you can actually play music through these front speakers. I realized I don't have the speakers. I guess I bought my car a month before the speakers were there. And then, you know, the new whole system's coming out, the new steering wheel, the new whatever. If I would have known that, I would have just waited 3 months and then I would have gotten the whole new system with the side, you know, side console and everything in the middle. So that's what it is. 6 months in, drives smooth, still drives fast. I have no issues with my driving. You know, you can definitely, it's definitely loud. I mean, the car itself is quiet, but when you're driving down highways and trying to do Bluetooth, wind's coming through everything. And that's just the way this car is built with those frameless windows. Air just comes through all the time. And so you have to get used to that. But basically, I feel like when I'm on Bluetooth and driving, I'm yelling. I don't know how I did that. But yeah, so other than that, the car is still money. I'm still happy with it, getting it cleaned all the time. And everything else works. You know, obviously the only other thing, you know, that people always talk about is this elbow room. There's no elbow room, guys. There's nothing, like you can't put a drink here. I just wish this was movable or gone. And I think they fixed that in the new update, but we'll have to see. So I'm still at the point now, will I get another Tesla? You know, my lease is done in 2.5 years, which isn't too long. I only had a 3-year lease. And so do I want to get another Tesla? Do I want to keep this? Where do I want to go with it? They do need to build more charging stations. There's been a couple situations I live in Reno, if I have to go to Idaho or something like that, where I cannot take this. I have to take my wife's car because there's not enough charging stations for me to make it where I need to make it. And I think that's a big, big issue that they have to work on. In fact, I drive by a Tesla battery station. We live right next to a Tesla battery station from Panasonic. And it's massive. And they don't even have a supercharger that way. So I'm not sure what they're doing there. But yeah, there's been a couple situations where I'm freaking out thinking that I'm not going to make it where I need to make it and I'm going to have to call somebody. And luckily I make it, or I have to sit at a, you know, charging station that only charges at 5 miles per hour. You know, those free ones like by a restaurant or by a hotel or something. And it's definitely nerve-wracking. So they need to build that up for sure. And I've seen, you know, a couple people talk about how they, you know, have generators, gas generators in the back that they can plug in to charge, which is kind of like a weird system, but it might work. And it might be one of those things where I have to look to investing in. And I do know they make mobile chargers, but come on, guys. I mean, like, we're selling these Teslas for $90,000. Let's get some more charging stations. It doesn't have to be 10 charging, you know, 10 superchargers at one station. It can be supercharger every other place or something just to get you where you need to go. But maxing out at 300 miles and the charging station is 300 miles away, which we know doesn't make it, it's an issue. Let me know what you guys think. I still like it. I'm still happy with it. It's just these things. I know it's growing pains, but I really wish it would just kind of get worked on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Talk to you next time.